Afghanistan is a war-torn country, and the people of this country have been sacrificed for 4 decades due to civil war. The civil war, which is caused by two worldwide military superpowers such as the United States of America and Soviet Union. Afghanistan is located in Central Asia and is a neighbor to Iran, Pakistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and China. This country's nationalities include Pashtun, Tajik, Hazara, Uzbek, Aimaq, Pashai, Sadat, Sikh, Arab, and etc. There are 3 official languages in this country: Pashto, Farsi Dari, and Uzbeki. Afghanistan has a lot of beautiful landscapes and fresh nature. According to National Geographic, many Afghans live in the fertile valleys between the mountains and grow their crops and tend to their animals. Only 20% of the land is used as fields. Afghanistan is the richest country in the world in terms of natural resources. This country has over 1,400 mineral fields containing gold, copper, chromite, coal, iron, and natural gases. And besides, the Silkway, which is an important area in terms of trade, is located in Afghanistan. According to the international transport company Silkway Shipping, for many centuries, the Silkway has been one of the most important commercial routes where cultures, precious commodities, and ideas move. This country was a busy section of Silkway, a route that merchants have traveled over land between China, India, and Europe for over 2,000 years.
Now, let's get straight back to the main point. Why is this country not developed with modern technology? Why are the people of this country still suffering from poverty and insecurity? Why education is not access to everyone, specifically for girls all over the country? And why thousands of children working and living with very bad conditions while this country is very wealthy with plenty of beautiful landscape and intact nature?
answer this question, let's take a look at what Britannica reported about how Afghanistan has been through its own short-term history. The internal tensions began since Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. The Soviet troops took all over the country. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, in April 1978, Afghanistan's centrist government, headed by President Mohammad Dawood Khan, was overthrown by left-wing military officers led by Nur Muhammad Taraki. Power was thereafter shared by two Marxist-Leninist political groups, the People's Party Khalq and the Banner Party Parcham, which had early emerged from a single organization, the People's Democratic Party of Afghanistan, and had reunited in an uneasy coalition shortly before the coup. The new government, which had little popular support, forged close ties with Soviet Union, launched ruthless purges of domestic opposition, and began extensive land and social reforms that were bitterly resented by the devoutly Muslim and largely anti-communist population. Insurgencies arose against the government among both tribal and urban groups, and all of these were known collectively as Mujahideen, which were Islamic in orientation. These uprisings, along with internal fighting and coups within the government between the People's Party and Banner factions, prompted the Soviets to invade the country on the night of 24 December 1979, sending in some 30,000 troops and toppling the short-lived presidency of People's leader Hafizullah Amin. The aim of Soviet operation was to prop up their new but faltering client state, now headed by Parcham leader Babrak Karmal. But Karmal was unable to attain significant popular support. Backed by the United States, the Mujahideen rebellion grew, spreading to all parts of the country. The Soviets initially left the suppression of the rebellion to the Afghan army, but the latter was beset by mass desertions and remained largely ineffective throughout war. Why did the Taliban and Mujahideen destruct the space of Afghan policy in the country and kill civilians with the aim of labeling as kafir to some specific nation and religious group? Is that because they want to make an opportunity for the United States of America to loot the natural resources of Afghanistan? They keep the media and common thoughts entertained with violence, insecurity, and poverty so that people of this country forget what they have as natural wealth. After 9/11, George W. Bush said,
"Search is underway for those who are behind these evil acts. I've directed the full resources of our intelligence and law enforcement communities to find those responsible and to bring them to justice. We will make no distinction between the terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbor them."
But today we are eyewitnesses that the United States of America interposed a peace agreement between the Taliban and the Afghan government. As many of us know, the US funded these rebellious groups. According to Hillary Clinton's statement about the recruitment of Mujahideen and Taliban,
To be fair, we had helped to create the problem we're now fighting. How? Because when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, we had this brilliant idea that we were going to come to Pakistan and create a force of Mujahideen, equip them with Stinger missiles and everything else to go after the Soviets inside Afghanistan. And we were successful. The Soviets left Afghanistan, and then we said, great, goodbye, leaving these trained people who were fanatical in Afghanistan and Pakistan, leaving them well armed, creating a mess, frankly, that at the time we didn't really recognize. We were just so happy to see the Soviet Union fall, and we thought, okay, fine, we're okay now, everything's going to be so much better. Now you look back, the people we're fighting today, we were supporting in the fight against the Soviets.
So, now we know certainly that the Taliban and Mujahideen were recruited and supported by the United States of America to fight against communism, as Ms. Clinton claims. And that action caused poverty, insecurity, and millions of deaths for 4 decades in Afghanistan. What do you think about the mission of the United States of America in this country? Why did the US invest trillions of dollars in Afghanistan? The money which was collected from the taxes of American people and other sources. What is the important thing in Afghanistan and the Middle East region that the US is very interested in? By considering all the evidence that we got so far, we can conclude that the reason behind the current situation in Afghanistan is actually the natural resources of this country. That's all the US government wants from the Middle East region and Central Asia, Afghanistan.
As conclusion, Afghanistan has been left in ruins as battleground between two world powers. These two hemispheres controlling the country exploited Afghanistan as military playground, as a war zone, both resisting each other's influences and ideologies to exceed the other. Afghanistan, within a whole list of unfortunate cases, is a torn country due to wars that breed civil war. This country has been through a lot of problems until now, and the direction to fundamental development is not clear yet. But before I would wrap up this video right here, I would like to ask you people out there some question regarding Afghanistan. Do you really think the US brought democracy in this country, or was it just an excuse that the US made in order to loot the natural resources of this country and launch the ideology of capitalism?